This episode is called Close Encounters of the Sonic Kind, which is of course referring to all of the rings the Sonic collects. There's no other term this could be alluding to at all. We start the episode with Scratch and Grounder and their latest scheme to stop Sonic. No Coconut this time. I guess he's back in Robotnik's closet for the next several episodes. What is this dastardly scheme, you may ask? It's a suction plate, a small, portable suction plate. You will not be surprised that it failed, but if you didn't already know the title, you may be surprised how. An alien prince flying over Mobius's orbit talks with his retainer, I think, named Splorg, about wanting to visit the planet. However, their spacecraft is caught by the beam. Robotnik spared no expense at the effectiveness of this suction beam. Sonic and Tails see the spaceship crash and go to check it out. The robots, meanwhile, get tired of the aliens gawking. Yeah, they're fine from the crash, don't worry about it. So the robots capture the aliens for 5 seconds until Sonic shows up and uses the same net to capture the robots and drop them off into a nearby cliffside. The alien prince gawks at Sonic for a bit before panicking as Splorg mentions the destroyed spaceship, and then the prince mentions that the planet will be blown up. This is because he is due to arrive at his coronation to become king in 2 hours. And if he fails to arrive, then his younger brother becomes king. Sonic runs around to find the scattered parts so they can repair their ship, but he unfortunately fails to locate them all, so they agree to go on a tour of the entire planet to hunt down the remaining parts. They somehow manage to take 20 minutes despite being less than a minute in the show, and all in the same scene. Of course! The king-to-be completely forgets his urgency and becomes a proper tourist. Meanwhile, we see Scratch and Grounder try to stop Sonic with the suction device again. This time it sucks them in instead of a spaceship, so that's progress, I suppose. There's a bit of here or there about Grounder losing his nose that the show lingers on for a bit as well. Nothing groundbreaking, but it's worth being aware of because it is plot relevant. The group finds the navigation ship they've been looking for, which looks like a cone, and you see why I brought up the Grounder nose bit now? The robots try and fail to catch Sonic again, this time sucking in a large boulder in his place. A bunch of debris falls down on Sonic and the Prince, though they are fine and they drop the navigation cone. But it's okay, they found Grounder's nose! Well, that didn't take long. Sonic and company get back and realize they got the wrong nose cone. And somehow we are down to 25 minutes left before the coronation. The robots know Sonic must want their cone, so they throw it onto their trap and call Robotnik. But forget that, it's time for Statue Watch! Alright, so like I promised before, I have scaled it back a bit, so I'm only showing one from a few of the episodes, the ones that look a little more similar to one another. Episode 8, I think, is probably the most consistent between everything so far. I think between all these, it's probably the most similar to episode 2's, just a little less detailed. But not quite so undetailed as to be episode 7 or such as whatever is going on with episode 1. We don't talk about that mistake. Anyway, back to the episode. Hey, look at that. We get an up-close look at Robotnik's little flying hovercraft. It looks good. And he's cleaning it too. And then he kisses it. Okay, put that one on the list of weird Robotnikisms. Phone rings and Robotnik says he's on his way, Scratch. This being despite the fact that Grounder is the one that called him. But sure. Sonic tries to trick the robots into giving the nose cone away by using Grounder's nose in a game of Keep Away. Aren't we supposed to be on a time crunch? Well, the aliens are playing Keep Away too, so it must be fine. Eventually, Sonic throws Grounder's nose onto the suction device, forcing Scratch to deactivate it and allowing Sonic to take the real nose cone. Tails takes the nose and the aliens away. Sonic dresses as nope, not talking about this. It's not even plot relevant. It's just there because peanuts. Sonic sees Tails captured by Robotnik again. Okay, glad we can check that one off the list. We almost went an entire episode with neither of them getting captured. I was getting worried. Sonic agrees to lock himself up to give up the nose cone to the aliens. And now we're 2 for 2 this episode. But the idiot aliens forfeit that, despite being down to 13 minutes, of course, because Sonic was so helpful before. For the last hour and a half, you would have risked the planet's existence and your title. Sure. The alien prince, I still don't know the name of, knocks over the conveniently domino-like rocks to have them crush Robotnik and his hovercraft. The prince saves Sonic and they all run off to fix the ship, saying they will make it. Also, a clip of Grounder and Scratch plays in the middle for no reason. This was before the Flash era, so I have no clue how this happened. The episode ends with the ship flying off and us learning that the younger brother is a literal 2-year-old, and they was concerned he would be crowned king. I say again, sure. The Sonic Says segment is about wearing sunscreen. Once again, irrelevant to this episode, but harmless enough. All in all, the episode is fine. I rank it on the lower side for the jokes not really landing, but honestly, these episodes all feel very samey to the point where ranks feel pretty pointless, and I envy anyone confident enough to make a proper tier list. The statue came back and we had... Oh no, I said I wasn't talking about you, never mind, it's going even lower.